it happened to me again.
I
was sold a reproduction weapon and didn't realize it. Now, some of you are saying so, but others of you are saying, oh my God. So today, we're gonna do a little lesson on the Endor Blaster and what you have to look out for. Welcome back to the journey. And as most of you know, I'm collecting the entire Star Wars Kenner line, starting from 1977 to 1985, and I started from scratch. And in that time, I've made a few purchases by accident. That included repro accessories, like my Darth Vader with the fake cape and fake saber, and the Hoth Leia with her repro blaster. And for you collectors who are saying, repo, what's repo? Repo equals when you don't pay your car payment and they take your car away. Repossession. Repro equals reproduction, as in not authentic, and it wasn't produced with that figure at that time period. And it wasn't made by a licensed Kenner factory at that time period. And I don't like to collect non-authentic items because I want the real items in my collection. And that's just how I want to collect. So when I bought an A-Wing a few episodes ago, I thought everything was authentic. But when a couple of buddies saw my show who know their stuff, I immediately got multiple messages saying, dude, you better check out that Endor Blaster. So I sent them a couple detailed pics, and sure enough, they confirmed that the blaster was a fake. So I immediately contacted the seller who sold it to me, and luckily he was cool enough and we worked out a deal. I would get refunded the blaster, but I could keep the figure and the coin that he sold it to me with. But I was still out an Endor Blaster. But the other good thing is that, at least now, I know a lot of people who run stores and online shops. So I just reached out to a few to see if they had any. And my friends over at Orange Droid Vintage Toys hooked me up with an Endor Blaster. Now, right now, the market value for these things goes for about $200 to $225. No, I'm not kidding. I know, for a little plastic pew-pew. I've been doing this for about a year now, and I still can't get over that. There's a solid gold Leia necklace being sold that has her pew-pew on it, and her plastic accessory goes for more money than that gold piece. But Orange Droid did give me a discount, probably because half of that collection I bought it through them. So it arrived to me safe and sound, and yeah, I put the magnifying glass to it, and I did check the reference site at the Imperial Gunnery, and did make sure that this one was legit. And that got me thinking. Back in the day, I did an episode about all the figures that the Imperial Blaster came with, and the variations of the Imperial Blaster. So with this opportunity, I thought it would be a good chance to educate myself and some of you out there about the characteristics of the Endor Blaster. So let's do that. So here is a deep dive into the Endor Blaster and what you need to know about it. The Endor Blaster wasn't introduced until the Return of the Jedi line in 1983, and the first figure to have it was Princess Leia Organa in combat poncho. Along with Leia in combat poncho, there is the B-Wing, ATST driver, and from the Power of the Force line, the Imperial Gunner, and the A-Wing pilot, all paired with the Endor Blaster. But there are different nuances and pairings with the Endor Blaster. So let's go over which version of this blaster each figure I just listed is supposed to have. For Leia in combat poncho, according to the variant villain, she's supposed to come with the gray or the gray-blue Endor Blaster. Others who are paired with this color blaster, the ATST driver and the B-Wing pilot. And the A-Wing pilot and the Imperial Gunner come with the solid black Endor Blaster. End of story, right? Well, not entirely. You see, there are 4 variants of the Endor Blaster. You might see some vintage reference websites list 5, but due to the slight changes in the steel mold, there are many slight variants, but these are the main 4 for the parent molds. And all these reference pics you can find over at the variant villain. And while you're there, please drop them a thank you by donating something through PayPal. It allows them to keep the site running and up to date. Here is a list of the Endor Blaster variants. M1 comes from Unitoy, and the main difference is the flat action chamber. It only comes in 2 main colors, bluish gray and gray. The M2 from Universal Manufacturers Factory in Taiwan has a thick sight rise in the action chamber and was produced in these 3 main colors, dark gray, very dark gray, and very dark bluish gray. The M3 from Smile Factory is almost identical to the M2, but the sight rise is not as thick, and there is a thinner divide line at the bottom of the action chamber. These came in 2 colors, blue and solid black. And if you're enjoying the content so far, please hit the like button. That does support the channel. And also, please consider subscribing. And please visit thepadawancollector.com, where you can see blogs, bonus material, and you can visit the Collector Depot for accessories that you may need for your collection. M4 is Cater, and this has a 90-degree L mold that lines with the back of the action chamber. There are 3 main colors for these: gray-blue, blue-gray, and solid black. And just to note that while the Imperial Gunner and A-Wing pilots both have black Endor Blasters, only the Imperial Gunner uses the M4 with the L feature. So make sure if you're buying the Imperial Gunner to check for that feature. It takes a little while to get used to memorizing the differences, but after I saw this chart, I was easily able to take the accessories I had and ID them using this. I checked my A-Wing to see what variant I have, and it's the M3 from the Smile Factory. I will say that it's hard for me to classify what exact color shade it is. But as long as you ID the mold, you can always guesstimate as to what the color match is. So unfortunately, I have to destroy the Repro accessory that was sent to me. But when I do that, I always donate a toy to Toys for Tots. And that link is down there in the description in case any of you would like to donate toys to kids who may not have the means or situation to enjoy getting toys on special occasions or to brighten their day when their life may need it. And the reason why I destroy my Repro accessories, it isn't to be malicious or state my resistance to Repro. It's more of a practical reason, so that this accessory doesn't end up back in my collection by accident and get paired with another figure or make its way into my collection. And if I want to sell that figure later on or sell any figures in my collection, I know for sure I do not have any reproduction accessories or anything inside my cases. I mean, I'll photograph the item for reference for myself, but that's the main reason why I destroy reproduction. To help me keep creating content like this, please become a YouTube channel member. With membership starting as low as 99 cents a month, you'll get early access to videos before the public does, members-only live streams, extra entries into all giveaways, and special member shoutouts. Just hit the join button below the screen, and welcome to the Academy. And let's pair the correct Endor Blaster with the figure and place it back in my collector displays case. And let's add to my total for this figure, which Orange Droid Vintage Toys gave me a deal on and sold me this under the market value for $125. So thanks to Orange Droid. And thank you for going on that Endor Blaster 101 with me. It's these episodes that I look the most forward to, not because I like making mistakes, but because it allows me to go back and educate myself on the nuances of this toy line. And for some, it may make their eyes gloss over, but for me, and I know for a lot of you out there, that's what makes this part of collecting fun. Not just reconnecting with these toys we had as kids, but as a hobby, really getting into the details of this collection and what makes all of these collectibles what they are. So if you found this video interesting, please hit that like button. That does support the channel. And please consider subscribing to see more Star Wars and collecting content from me. And also, hit that notification bell so you know when episodes go live. I post videos every Sunday with bonus content throughout the week. And as always, my friends, thank you, and I will see you next time. If you're new to the channel, check out the welcome video, or just check out the next episode. And please subscribe if you want to follow the journey. And remember, there is no shame in being a Padawan.